I am back. Yay. um, Welcome back. Um, Including myself, because I'm back. Yeah. I still don't know how to do these intros. But thank you for coming back, or if you're new, thank you so much for choosing this video and choosing to come on my channel and see what this is all about. um, I make videos to help you learn that it's okay to be your true self and it's okay to go your own way, make your own path, even if it challenges the expectations and beliefs that you were taught growing up, whether that's with family, friends, society, etc. So, I wanted to talk about emotions because I have them, you have them, we all have them, most likely. It's just that, I've noticed, at least in my life, a lot of people, I've met a lot of people, grown up with a lot of people who are emotionally unavailable, emotionally suppressed, emotionally rigid. People who believe that their feelings don't matter and therefore your feelings don't matter, or they just have a overflow of emotions and they don't know how to deal with it, so they expect someone else to carry it for them, especially with heavier emotions like guilt, sadness, frustration, anger. And I just wanted to let you know that it's okay to feel overwhelmed. It's okay to feel fucking tired of this bullshit world that we live in. It's okay to feel tired for just feeling emotions. As much as I'm, myself, I'm someone who is very emotionally expressive and open. It's just someone that I've always been since I was a little girl. And I'm not sure if the intensity of how much I feel my emotions and the way that I experience my emotions, I don't know if that has to do with my autism or my ADHD or what, but it does feel too much. And, having emotions in itself, it feels like a heavy burden to carry, especially when in this life we have to deal with things like death, loss, being embarrassed, making mistakes, which, when you really zoom back on that and you look at the big picture, it's normal, it's part of life, but we're, at least for myself, growing up, I was made to feel like, I shouldn't make any mistakes, or, there aren't no room for mistakes. You can't show any sign of weakness. You can't show that you're confused, you're lost, that you don't have it all together, or that you're not, like, like you're all just big daddy strong. I don't know where I got that from. I've never said that in my life. But yeah, and just, I think, I'm not doing that, but I think the whole duality, the polarity of, one part of life it expects us to, within ourselves or maybe people around us, society, expects us to kind of be open, share our emotions, don't be afraid to feel, but at the same time, like, shut up about sadness. Don't feel sad. Don't be angry. Just be calm and happy. Don't let anyone know, especially the people who are causing some sort of distress or harm, that you have a problem or what they're doing or saying is affecting you in a not so good way. Yeah, it can feel very annoying and overwhelming. And for myself, at times, I've done the instinctual thing, which is to just kind of close up my heart, close up my emotions, and not feel all the scary emotions that I'm afraid to feel at times, like fear, guilt, sadness, loss, confusion. But it's all part of life. It's all part of just the human package that we get for, being human. And even feeling numb, feeling emotionless, feeling neutral, indifferent is also part of the package of being human. So take the pressure off of yourself if you can. I know it might take a while, it might take a few tries. For myself, I'm still learning how to not be so not be so uptight with myself whenever I am not feeling happy or at peace. Which, in a way, it's such a toxic mentality to have. And it's something that we kind of subconsciously get pushed to believe or pushed to adopt, so we can be more manageable and, I don't know the word, malleable? Like, we can be more easier to handle in life. Is just be happy, be obedient, basically, just be calm, and everything will be fine. And it's weird how, at least in America, like, we do a real big thing on really over pushing the whole narrative of, oh, mental health matters and, your feelings matter. But at the same time, they don't, and you need to just keep quiet, But it's advertised that we matter, emotions matter, mental health matters, but when it comes to the actual real situations where, our mental health does start to suffer and we're feeling confused, we're feeling overwhelmed, and especially when we're in situations when people, organizations, certain government organizations are giving us a hard time and are taking advantage and abusing their power and authority, and we're made to just kind of don't question anything, don't look too deep into things, could be in family, could be in friends, could be in freaking school. It's like two sides are pulling us and we're just like, what do we do? What am I supposed to feel? Am I not supposed to feel? How much am I supposed to feel? Is it just better to not feel at all? And I do notice that in life, a lot of people, including myself, but I mean, I've tried to not have this mindset anymore because of how toxic and close-minded it can be. But I notice a lot of people have like an all or nothing mentality, a black and white mentality, this or that mentality, you know? And it's hard to find balance in this world because not a lot of people, or barely anyone in this world, get taught how to balance their emotions out with thoughts. And also, mind you, not every emotion that you have, not every thought that you have is even yours. It's more like we're in a machine. We're in some, our brain is the processor, and we're kind of like in this machine of ours, and we go through life and we get thoughts, we get certain emotions in our bodies, in our mind, and we think like, oh, because it's coming from me, it's automatically mine, but it's not. And I remember when I was in therapy, like at 14, I had a therapist telling me that your thoughts aren't yours. And I remember I looked at her and I was like, what the fuck? What are you talking about? Like, that does not make any sense. And I remember her trying to explain to me, like, yeah, I don't know what she specifically said. It was a long time ago. But she was like, yeah, your thoughts, not all of your thoughts are yours, and it's more like a little filtration system that we have, but we get to choose what thoughts we want to have, or what thoughts we choose to believe, and what thoughts that we can just kind of let go. And it was so funny because I think she was trying to talk to me about it for 20 minutes and I couldn't understand, and years later I finally understood what she meant. But yeah, sorry, to go back to what I was saying, you don't have to let yourself feel what you've been avoiding or what you've been scared to feel right now. You don't have to start trying to break the ice of, the ice that kind of contains your heart, contains yourself from feeling, the numbness, so to speak. Or maybe some of you you just want to feel everything. You're tired of feeling numb. You're tired of feeling like your life is colorless. Or maybe others of you want to just stop all the colors. You want to stop feeling all these emotions that you can't seem to grasp or understand fully, and they come at you, all day, every day. I've been there. I've been on both sides. Also, when I was younger and in therapy, I remember I was in this therapy group I guess, for young kids, or kids, teenagers. And my counselor was trying to have us do a meditation, a breathing meditation. And I used to think it was so fucking stupid that, like, how, me breathing, then all of a sudden my problems are gonna be solved, or I'm gonna feel calmer. I thought it was so stupid and funny. But, and that's the thing, you know, maybe you have gone to therapy, or you are looking for ways to help yourself feel again, or help alleviate the stress, and you're getting offered, or you're getting shown ideas, techniques of breathing, with just going outside, walking in nature. And maybe you're seeing the comments, you're seeing how this gets referenced so much in movies and in your friends, your family, that, like, just doing this, you know, it's gonna basically solve everything. It's gonna relax you, it's gonna calm you down, it's gonna help you find the answer in your life. You know, so what do you do when that doesn't work, even if you tried multiple times? Which, I'm not saying techniques like deep breathing, being still, you know, disconnecting from your device, going out in nature does not help. It does help. But going back to that teenage version of me, I think I was still 14. For myself, I grew up with so much trauma. I've been through having to deal with, you know, the death of my mom at a young age, and being separated from both of my parents, going into foster care, being separated from my brothers, being, you know, being groomed and essayed a lot, physically and online as well, being in violent situations, and just court, all this stuff, just a lot of stuff that really impacted me as a child and teenager. So when stuff like that happens, it does change your nervous system. It does change your body, and how your body reacts to life, reacts to things, how it sees things, how it perceives life. So it's kind of like, you know, if someone, you know, I don't know if this is the best example, but if you fall into the ice in cold water, and someone tells you, just do this, just do this, and you're gonna be fine, you're gonna warm up. Like, no, you're gonna need those thermal blankets, you're gonna need to dry off, you're gonna need, you know, some hot tea, hot cocoa, you know, your champurrado. Yeah, I love champurrado, it's so good. But a Mexican drink. But, you know, you're gonna need more than just doing this, or just a simple blanket to get warm, because your body temperature just drastically went way below than its normal temperature. So how does this relate to, you know, techniques that we get taught about? Usually we're, you know, especially these days with all the stress, all the things that have been going on in the news, in our own lives, the economy right now, financially, like, you're gonna need more than a few deep breaths to really regulate your nervous system and your mindset, your emotions back in a way where it's stable. And I don't want to overwhelm someone, and I don't want to make you think like, oh great, I have something else wrong with me on top of like all of this shit. You know, I trust my, I know how you feel, you know. But for now, it's more about letting yourself thaw out gradually. So it's gonna take a lot of tries, and it's gonna take different methods, different ways to slowly open your heart up again, slowly let yourself feel fear and not be overwhelmed by it, or maybe be overwhelmed by it, but not let it cause you to go into some sort of self-destructive behavior that you're trying to get out of. It's gonna take a while. It's gonna take multiple times to thaw your heart out where you're able to feel emotions again. And don't beat yourself up because of how long it takes, for how many tries it's gonna take, for how many methods and different things you're gonna have to try to get yourself to feel all of your emotions stably. I don't know if that's the word. It's stable enough. Or to get yourself to open the curtains, you know, metaphorically speaking or figuratively speaking, on letting yourself feel again after years or months or weeks of not letting yourself feel anything, or maybe a certain emotion, because of just feeling like you had to keep it all together. You don't. And I'm not saying to not be careful or be mindful of the techniques you choose to do, or how much you choose to let yourself open up again, or dive into a feeling of fear, a mindset, an emotion that can really go into a self-destructive way, or in a way where it might potentially harm others. You know, you are responsible for whatever actions you choose to do. So, yeah, I don't know if that makes sense. But just know that this is your sign to start today, if you want to, if you can, even if it's just a tiny bit. And there's so many ways to feel your feelings, feel again, without it turning into something where it hurts you and or it hurts others. So many ways. Music, writing, it could be math, I don't know. So there's so many different ways, and so many ways that I'm not even aware of, but you are able to find that for yourself, because you are uniquely you, and your system, your mindset, your emotional set has its own unique way of balancing out, of getting to the root core of what you need to feel, what you need to face, and in its own unique creative way, and only you can find that. So yeah, for myself, I feel a little nervous about sharing this because it feels like I just said nothing. But who knows? I'm really hoping that it might help someone in some way, or maybe if someone only got just keep going with this message, then that counts too. So yeah, I am going now. But I hope you have a wonderful day, and don't forget that you matter. Peace.